Okay, and hello everyone. Welcome to USFC 168. Starting an hour earlier than usual, just because my schedule is such that it would be a lot easier if we did that, just get some fights out of the way an hour earlier than usual, and thankfully it worked out well for most of the players, so that's how we're going to be doing it today. You can see the fight card over on Discord. We're starting with Radzig against Pekola. And I'll be in commentator's cabin very soon as well, so you can listen to me without having to play the stream in the background. And if anybody wants to join me for commentary, you can also feel free to do that. Always open for that type of thing. I think, yeah, Pico definitely needs keyboard. Ratzig, if you need keyboard, also let me know. Don't do events enough to remember all the players, whether they need keyboard or not. And I will deal with the names. Also double check the sides while we're at it. Yep, so Ratzig will take the left side and Pico will take the right side. This is on the beta version, but I did not turn on dynamic muscles. I had a look at what dynamic muscles looks like, and it still looks kind of terrible, I won't lie. It's definitely an improvement, but not enough to be competitively viable. So we're gonna stick with just the regular mode without dynamic muscles, unstable, all the rest of it. But it will be on the beta version, which means for those who are unaware, Marie was actually buffed a little bit. I don't know if she's like top tier after those buffs, but nevertheless, she's definitely much stronger than she used to be. I'd put her at Marta level for my testing. I'm really curious to see if I'm underselling it or overselling it. So we're going to see some really good Marie players in action. We might get to test that out. Marie Mir to start us off, which is fitting. Is there a picking process for USFC? That's a good question. Basically, I look at the pool of contenders and I try to match people up based on their skill level. I might look at their win streaks, I'll look at their past performances, how much experience they have, all these sorts of things, and I'll match them up based on that. As far as the champion fight, that will be Luck against a beer, which will be later. That's because a beer has a 4-win streak, the highest win streak of everybody except the champion. So that's why a beer gets the chance to fight the champion. The threshold is normally 3 wins, but a beer got to that threshold first, so I thought I'd give him priority. Because Radzig and myself are actually fighting for contention next week as well. We're both very close as well, but a beer is very, very clearly ahead of us in the curve right now, so he will get the chance. If either Radzig or I do lose our streak, though, we lose the shot at the champion later. You tried to join and didn't get picked. Did you click the frog meme? Because I don't recognize your name. Because I select from the pool of people who click the frog meme as mentioned in the announcement. That's how you sign up. Anyway, so far, looks like Pico actually has the advantage. He is a pretty good Marie player. He's good with just about any character you can think of, to be honest. He's a veteran in the server, very tricky player no matter who he's playing. And it might especially be true with Marie being buffed, that Marie might be one of his stronger characters at the moment. It is a mirror match, so it's a little bit tough to like tell how strong Marie is now based on this alone. But what I can tell you from having experimented with Marie a little bit is she has more reliable stabbing. There's certain thrusts that land more crisp, and they're more likely to one-shot like that. They won't always one-shot, but then most characters don't always one-shot literally every time in this game, so I think it's a very fair compromise. A good hit is pretty devastating. Okay, so Ratzig is starting to take back control. Let's focus on commentating the actual fight now. Both of them are poking and prodding, using cancels. By the way, Marie is able to cancel more of her stabs now. It's actually listed in the patch notes, I believe. I have mixed feelings about that. On the one hand, I do appreciate that she's being buffed, for sure. And I'm not even saying uh, the canceling is necessarily unfair, but a lot of characters had their cancels removed because you're not supposed to be able to really cancel a lot of stabs. Like there is a rule in the game that you literally can't do that, and if you do that, it's a bug. So Kupol removed a bunch of them from the game for many characters. So it's a little strange that Marie has it, and even Marta doesn't have it as a fellow rapier. So I'm wondering what's up with that. But maybe it'll be clarified in the future. Maybe more attacks will be cancelable in the future, so that rule is null and void. But Kupol is very, very unclear about how that all is supposed to work. But I don't think it makes Marie overpowered by any stretch. I think she's still roughly about Marta level now. So that's still pretty strong. That's a big jump from where she used to be. But you click they are interested in the event. Well, did you click the... I guess you didn't click the frog meme. So you gotta click the frog meme to sign up. We can get you in to fight Dauntless later, because Dauntless is still looking for somebody to fight. But just in the future, be sure to do that. Otherwise, you won't be considered as signing up. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see you click either of the emotes, so. Anyway, very close fight to start us off here. Both trying to make it clean now. Any little mistake in these rapier fights can result in your doom. as they both fight to get their points online. Pico notably not using Long Guard at the moment, but he's definitely ready to counter. Yeah, and he flicks Long Guard there when he notices something might be happening. He dashes into the point. Radzig taking the first round. Possible issue with game audio, so I'll have a look at that. It's totally possible. Let me just double check that this is using my speakers. It is. So switch that around. Actually, that shouldn't. Hang on. That should be fine, actually. What I need is for this one to use my headphones. There we go. That should have fixed it. Let me know if that remains a problem. I can't really look at OBS while they're fighting, otherwise I'll Alt-Tab, so. Just look at announcements and you can find the events. We ping everybody with fencers, so if you have the fencer role, you'll get the ping right away. So look at the announcements channel and you'll find it. Okay, so Radzig took the first round. Nice tactical rapier fight to start us off, but Radzig just narrowly coming in the lead. Just a little bit more precise in certain exchanges, and that's all it took. You can see them, they're canceling those stabs, which is obviously a really smart way to go about it. And it should be noted that there are other characters who can still cancel thrusts, but we've long assumed that those were bugs, so I guess it's becoming part of the meta that certain thrusts are able to do that. There's an audio issue again, one moment. Sorry about this. Let's do this. Alright, you guys can continue. Should be better. It's best of 5. So it's not necessarily 5 rounds of beer, it's best of 5. So but yes, one match each player. You just go in, do your fight, generally speaking, and that's it. So it's a very chill and efficient event. Yeah, sometimes juggling the audio sources between my headphones and the speakers and stuff is annoying. That's why I think there was a hiccup there. Nice sidestep thrust to the body. Yeah, it's based on how the UFC does it. So you gotta get a streak of wins to challenge the champion, and otherwise you just fight a duel and that's it. So it's not a traditional tournament, but it still is a lot of fun. Stab to the arm by Pico. exchange of stabs. It's a little bit tough to commentate this one because they're sort of jockeying for a position in the center, and then whoever manages to do that and get the point online tends to win. But they're both playing this very well. Feet spin thing, is that a new bug? I think I've seen stuff like that before. Good exchange of stabs once again, very dynamic fight between these two. Both of them intelligently defending themselves. Nice blade beat there after the cancelled stab. Ooh, the triangle hits it goes for a very deep target, so it's actually a very tough move to defend against sometimes. That was a nice hit by Pico. Not quite a kill, but it did some damage. And there's a cut. Still no kill. But triangle, this time it hits properly and it gets the kill. But there's a stab to the arm. Radzig keeping it competitive. And if Radzig is able to still clinch the win here, it will be 2-0 in favor of Radzig. So it would be a pretty huge win. There's a cut to the head. That's always actually been a pretty dangerous move to be hit by in the head. But I think especially so now. Nice blade beat in the triangle by Pico. Very smart sequence of moves there, but Radzig was able to defend. There's a quick jab to the arm though. Yeah, Pico being very creative there, but there's a double, as is a very common thing with rapier fights in real life. It's surprisingly easy to self-impale as you're trying to stab your adversary in a rapier fight. And that is represented pretty well in this game at times. There's a trade of attacks there. Goes for a triangle, a little bit too far, but that jab recovery back X is actually pretty strong for Marie this build. And it works nicely as Pico tried to capitalize on that failed attack, but perhaps there was a little bit of a trap because Radzig was ready to follow that up, and there's a dash in. Pico got hit pretty hard, and I've noticed that Marie gets tired more often, a little bit. It's not enough to make her, like... It's not a nerf per se. A lot of characters get tired, especially when they're injured. It's just an interesting observation I've noticed. It doesn't change the way she plays as far as activity that much, but it's just an interesting thing that I've noticed. And down to the last flag again. One of the best rapier fights I've seen in a long time. Might actually reach Hall of Fame. Very good start for Marie. Nice debut for her character. The interesting question will be if one of them will switch or not. They're both using long guard, coming in and out, trying to fake each other out, but Radzig goes with the double lunge. Pico slashing across the face though, as Radzig got a little bit too close. And so the stab did not hit cleanly. So Marie definitely still rewards being at the proper distance and hitting with the tip properly, but there's less of the grazing effect when you hit with the tip clearly, but for some reason the game registers that as a graze, so it makes, in most cases, it makes more sense than it used to. 1-1. And they're going to stick with the rapier mirror, which makes sense. They're both doing just fine with Marie. It's literally coming down to the last flag every time so far. And there's a cut out of measure, and that's exactly the danger with cutting in a rapier fight, is sometimes you can get the blade beat, but if you don't, or you whiff, you've basically surrendered any control of the center you might have had before, and you can just get stabbed. The cuts are slower because the rapier is not really balanced for cutting. You can still cut with it, as we're seeing here, but it's not really designed for cutting, so sometimes you won't do the damage if you don't hit the correct target, and you're going to reach the target at a much slower rate of speed. And yeah, they got really close there, so stabbing was very difficult, thus they had to grab instead of going for those long-range attacks. Very good instincts on the part of Radzig there to go for the grab. Runs Radzig right through though, Pico. Nicely done. You can see the impact the thrusts have. It looks a lot better for Marie. The point is actually piercing the target now. Nice, 2 hits there. Attempted follow-up. And wow, the hand protection there managing to catch the stab. This beta update has also improved that. The hand protection now works a little bit better than it used to. That is also a buff for Marie, because Marie has some pretty comprehensive hand protection, actually. Some of the best hand protection in the game. I'd say Calc has the most, though. Marta's is up there, too, actually. That bowl guard is pretty damn... Or cup hilt, as you sometimes will hear it called as well. That's a pretty good bit of hand protection as well, particularly from the front. The double lunge, it's a viable move again, but doesn't feel broken, so... I do like that. I do wish it was one good lunge, but it more or less functions that way. I find the first stab is the one you want to kill with. The second one is more just if you want to get graze damage after you miss. But I think you can kill with it as well. It's just a little less likely. Good counter thrust there by Radzig. And once more, it looks like we're going to be down to the last flag, which is incredible. Pico was getting a little bit of an advantage, but that was quickly taken away from him. There's a stab straight to the body, a little bit of a hit to the arm, but basically inconsequential. Radzig now in the lead, looking to win this one. It'd be 2-1 if Radzig won, right here. Pico's not going to let that happen so easily. Dashes in there, and there's a triangle. Beautiful move by Pico. It would actually be 2-1 Pico if Pico were to win this one. So, very important flag right here for Pico, I would say. And for Radzig. But Pico most of all, because he was kind of behind in the opening of the fight. Nice exchange of stabs, but they're both able to parry. Nicely done by both. Yeah, so these rapier fights look a lot more dynamic with Marie. Really like to see that. In the rapier fight, Marie might even be better than Marta at the moment, just because of her movement. Pico able to score a win there. So it's 2-1 Pico. And again, Radzig has to win this one to hang on to his title. Or not his title, but his win streak. So, very, very important fight here for Radzig. You want to challenge the champion, you gotta win here. Otherwise, you gotta get another win streak. So you're seeing a character switch, which makes a lot of sense. Isabella is a very good pick against Marie. I think that remains the case this update. Hate to break it to the Marie mains, but I think Isabella will still be quite a menace because she can beat that blade aside really easily. Does a good job of long guard and just getting in there up close. There's a cut to the arm. Yeah, the moment Isabella gets close enough to start cutting you, it's a very rough time for Marie. Which, in this type of matchup, does make some sense. That is one of the main advantages in real life that a longsword does have, is the leverage and the ability to knock the rapier aside and even damage the rapier, actually. Although rapiers are stronger pieces of steel than people give them credit for, they are still thin, and they're still narrow. So, there's historical documentation of this too, that if you don't block a two-handed sword properly, your rapier can be permanently bent. Because you gotta remember, the steels that they used back then were not as good as the modern steels we use today. So Tebow talks about this too. He was a rapier master, but he talks about the threat of a heavier two-handed sword. And the fact that if you don't block it the correct way, you can run into some trouble. It wouldn't make for good gameplay if your rapier could be bent or chipped and broken in the middle of a fight, but IRL, that is a danger, 100%. Swords in general, they broke more often back then than they do now, and they were more disposable back then than they are now. As a general rule. But nice bow thrust there from Pico. What I will say though is, in real life, what the rapier is able to do is it's able to disengage quickly. It's able to thrust more nimbly than the longsword. So, at range especially, the rapier still enjoys some advantages. It's a pretty equal matchup in a lot of ways. But do not count the longsword out as far as speed either. The longsword has much faster cutting. And in many ways, it's actually very dexterous and can be used more dexterously than the rapier. So it's kind of funny, you look at games like Dark Souls, the longsword is not a dex weapon, it's a strength weapon, but in real life, it very much is a dex weapon. And those snap cuts with Isabella are very powerful. She does a great job of fighting for the center, beating the blade, snap cutting the arm in an instant, so that's a danger that Pico is going to have to overcome. Although Pico enjoys the reach advantage isn't as great as some other matchups, so it doesn't take long for Isabella to close the distance. But Pico is still doing very well. He's only down one flag. Still very possible to win this. And actually, if Pico wins this, it'd be a nice victory against Isabella, showing off Marie's viability, and it would knock Radzig out of contention for next week. I could also be knocked out of contention, by the way, if I lose, so... Like, if Clemino wins his fight, he'll actually be the one who challenges the champion, assuming we both lose. So, some interesting developments going on as far as the win streaks are going. Some new players getting higher win streaks and getting some nice opportunities. But Radzig's starting to solidify his advantage a little bit. I say that right as he gets run through the arm there, but I think as far as the flags goes, that is more or less true still. Pico just not able to land that decisive blow. Does Zera have more reach than Isabella, or is it more or less the same? I'd say Zera has more reach. His longsword is a little bit bigger, and he's a bit taller. I think the fact he's taller is the most important thing in that regard. Because the weapons aren't that much different as far as length, but definitely Zera's is a little bit longer. But as usual, it depends a little bit on the attack you're throwing too. Obviously, Isabella has some shorter range moves, as does Zera, but as a general rule, Zera will reach out farther than Isabella. Nice interaction of the blades there. Nice to see Marie not just being helplessly blade beat the whole time. Like, it's a threat, of course, that Marie has to deal with, but she is able to defend herself a little bit, which is nice. And Pico goes in for the kill. Nicely done. And actually, it's not so clear who's going to win this one, despite the matchup, which is really nice to see. It goes to show that I think Marie is pretty viable now. Can probably beat more or less any character, but a slight mistake like that is all it takes for Isabella to get the advantage right back. And Radzig is looking to tie this up. Cut into the triangle. Beautiful by Pico as Radzig tried to clear it there, but triangle straight to the face. We'll do it. Yeah, you're doing very well in the USFC, Clemino. You're an upcoming prospect. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Blade beats. Again, we're down to the last flag, which is remarkable. Nice opening to this event. Glad I picked this matchup for these two to fight, regardless of how it'll go this round. And I think this could be Hall of Fame worthy. Blade beat almost gets it there. Huge for Radzig. He missed it. Pico getting a cut. And he whips it. There's a... Yeah, and it's over. It's over. But Radzig put up a nice fight there. He was just a little bit out of measure of some of those cuts, and they hit the hilt of the rapier, not the hand. But very, very close. In a previous version, Marie would have lost that. Those blade beats would have been nasty, but Pico did very well, so congrats. Showing us what Marie can do. But Radzig did the same, did very well with Marie. Isabella just didn't provide the advantage he was hoping for. Okay, info against Clemino now. Speaking of, we were discussing Clemino as a prospect. Now he'll have to fight a veteran. Info hasn't been as around as one as like the old veterans, but at this point she's been with us for like a couple years, and she's put some work into Marie. So I'm really excited to see what Info can do with Marie now. And Clemino's got his work cut out for him, but he plays a really good Saber game, so let's see what he can do. Oh, do you need us to skip your fight for now, Info? We got Clemino in. It looks like Info might need to... Yeah, if so, no worries. We started early, so we're kind of flexible that way. Alright, it looks like we're gonna have to, unfortunately, skip this fight for now. In which case, we'll do Captain Adler against Julian if they're both here. I believe Captain Adler is. Julian as well. Yeah, in fairness to Info, her fight was a bit later to start off, but we had to switch around the fight card a bit, so suddenly Info's having to fight pretty early, so. Clemino, you did say you wanted to fight early, so if it's absolutely necessary, we can still find you an opponent and make sure you're fighting early. Cool. And Captain Adler will start us off on the left, Julian on the right. If anybody needs keyboard, let me know. Julian's been with us for quite a bit, actually. He's taken a little bit of a hiatus from the game, but he's been around. He's a really good Saber player, very seasoned player. Captain Adler's been with us for less time, but he's also proven his mettle, I'd say. He's won some champion titles in the standard tournaments, so definitely a tough opponent, and I think these two are pretty closely matched, all things considered. So we got Yazlik against Tarnowski. Captain Adler loves Tarnowski. We'll see how this goes. Your schedule is more flexible? Cool. So we'll just wait on Info to do your fight. If there's enough interest, I can make earlier USFC a regular thing. I'm up pretty early in the morning, so it's not a problem for me. Feel free to let me know if that's what you guys want. I was planning just to do it for today, but if it is a better fit for the participants, we can always shift the time.
I po wszystkim.
Nice hit there. So far, Julian with a lead in this matchup. It's speed versus power in this matchup, and as far as guard, I'd say Yazlik also has the advantage there. Tarnowski's guard is not that bad, but it does have some clear weaknesses, especially if he whiffs or if he does a big attack, he's wide open to these fast cuts. So it's a matter of mastering his timing in a way such that you become unpredictable. But Julian is a very solid player of his style. He loves playing the counter game, so that might not be easy with such a defensively sound character. But Tarna does have some good ways to exploit gaps in the defense, even against somebody as good as guarding as Yazzik. But you gotta find them. You cannot, unfortunately, simply strike his blade and hope to bat it aside most of the time. Yazzik will just block unless you hit the weak, or you hit a really wide angle. And Julian knows that. He's playing to the advantages of his character. But, as we saw there, if he closes in too much, those wide swings can get right past. So that's really what Captain Adler is going to be banking on here. Maybe winning some trades because he has the clear power advantage as well. Draw slow there, but there's a grapple attempt to counter that. That was a nice try, but Julian's ready. Good exchange between these two now. A little bit of an offbeat attack there, but Julian immediately snipes the hand. Brutal. A decent idea by Captain Adler, but Julian was just able to beat him to the punch. It was too slow. Nice single tempo though, cut upward. Interrupting the attack and striking him at the same time. Yeah, Yazic's very good actually at subtly moving to the side and landing a hit, especially against Tarnowski or somebody with an exposed guard, as Pico says. Nice retreat cut though, able to get out of the way. And it looks like Julian has figured something out here pretty early. Alright. Fighters switch sides. I see Connor actually there from Captain Adler. That is a character he can play. But this isn't a matchup Julian's unfamiliar with, I don't think. He'll have to obviously... It's a little bit of a puzzle to solve with the shield, but shield characters don't dominate the meta like people think they do. They often do lose. It's just a bit of a knowledge check is the thing. They can still be quite tricky to deal with. Especially Connor. Connor's pretty good defensively, and he's got these stab attacks that can come out of nowhere. And some nice snap cuts as well. So in the hands of a good player, Connor can be a problem for sure. Goes low. Nice upcut to the body. Captain Adler trusting his guard a little bit too much there as he walked forward. And Julian did a great job of finding a nice angle past the shield. And that's really the key against shield characters. You want to find those spots where the shield isn't quite protecting and you'll have an easier time landing hits and even out-trading them at times. Nice try. This time he blocks it, but I like the angles that Julian is going for side steps and going low. Highland charge is a reckless move, but I think the blade took some of the sting out of that move, and Julian got a cleaner hit for his trouble. Goes low there, but Captain Adler able to win that. Connor especially is very good at those single tempo actions. If you spend too much time hitting his shield, he will immediately reply with a lethal attack. That was a good blade beat. He actually is pretty vulnerable to that, but wasn't quite close enough to capitalize on that. Now, nice exchange between these two as they both look for gaps in their defense. Well, yeah, Zhao defense is pretty damn good too, so defense-wise, in some ways, Yazek actually does a little bit better against certain attacks anyway, but and Captain Adler is a little bit ahead now. Upcuts. And that stab, nasty. Gets really close and that nullifies the regular auto guard. Julian probably has to long guard that and beat it. Maybe sidestepping is possible too, but that can be risky. And Captain Adler looking for a dominant victory this round. Just quite a turnaround. Really tricky Connor to fight against. Tries the blade beat there. Does still eat a bit of that stab, and then there's a cut to the head. 1-1. Let's see if Julian switches characters or if he tries to make an adjustment against this Connor. Yeah, Connor absolutely can still be a threat to anybody. Going with Isabella now, that's interesting. Captain Adler is a pretty versatile player, switching characters on a dime, sometimes for seemingly anyway, no reason. But make no mistake, Isabella is really strong. Many players do that. It seems like a lot of it's to sort of throw your opponent off after they've gotten used to your previous pick. Captain Adler somehow not able to capitalize on those two hits. Yazek was able to hang in there with his guard. Maybe it was a wrong move or something. Maybe there was a move that would have worked a little bit better. I'm not sure though. Yazek is pretty damn good at recovering the guard, so it's hard to say. But Captain Adler still scores the first flag in the end. It felt like he was gonna win it up till that point, so probably feels pretty good about that. And parries that cut with the X cut. Very nicely done. And a win here for Captain Adler would be pretty important, I would say. Sort of struggled a bit with Tarnowski, just the timing wasn't quite in his favor, but with these other characters who are a little bit faster, he's doing better. High guard attempt. Very threatening move even against Yazek actually. If he tries to challenge the high guard cut, the power of the high guard cut will often overwhelm him. It's up to Yazek to try and punish it quickly. But easier said than done when your opponent is hell-bent on just dropping that longsword into your head. Very good psychological move. Yeah, Julian's playing this a bit like he's getting close, but he's playing it a little bit passively because he's trying to take advantage of that guard and play solid to sort of defend against these attacks. But I think the variety of Isabella's moves is making that very difficult. We saw that cut into thrust there just get right past the guard because Julian wasn't able to long guard in time. Good blade beat of the long guard, but just not able to follow it up immediately. But he does sidestep, which was good. Julian's definitely not out of it yet. Looking for those hand snipes. Isabella is often vulnerable to the face as well, which Julian is finding out here. But yeah, if you turtle up too much, even with Yazek, you essentially surrender initiative to Isabella, and that is a very dangerous thing against such a powerful character. Nice exchange. Nobody got hit until that double. Sidestep attempt. Big slash, followed up with a stab. Those stabs are really nice of Isabella. You can cut upward and then stab to sort of slip in an attack out of nowhere. Nice retreat attack. Good exchange between these two. Captain Adler getting a little bit tired. That is a problem Isabella can still run into. We're seeing that play out a few times. You clash swords a little bit, maybe get nicked a bit, and suddenly Isabella gets very tired. But Captain Adler was still able to follow that up. Ooh. I thought Yazid got hit in the head there, to be honest, but, you know, that's the usual Hellish Quart stuff, especially with the... Yazid is particularly quick at coming back to guard, like I said, so that could be part of it. Yeah, as Pico was saying, Isabella's moveset is pretty diverse, so you gotta make it messy at some point. But like I said, easier said than done, especially against an Isabella who seems to just shut you down every time you try that. It's tough. It's like you have to attack, you have to get initiative back on your side, but it might feel like Isabella is immediately stealing it from you every time. So it becomes quite a spiral against a more powerful weapon with more leverage. Switching again to Sava this time. Very interesting. Captain Adler can play a decent Sava as well. Somebody in my comment section in the last USFC loved the event, but wanted to see it in Sava, so there you go. A little bit of Sava gameplay now. He's not chosen often because he's often seen as a little bit underwhelming, but I have seen people win with him before. He's definitely not hopeless like Marie used to be. The exchanges look cleaner this update, even though we're not using the dynamic muscles which Kubold was intending. So that's good. Stab right to the face. Nicely done by Captain Adler. And Captain Adler's going to be looking to win this fight now. We'll see if that's possible. Upcut to the hand. Nicely done calling out the feint. Another good exchange. There's a hit, though, by Captain Adler, able to sneak that attack in. And they both go for a stab. A little bit of a trade, but Captain Adler hit the hand first and had done damage previously, so it was more likely that he would get the kill in the end. There's a nice trade. Captain Adler doing more damage, it looks like, for the most part in these trades. Going with high guard. Nice thing about Sava is he does have a variety of different guard positions. Oh, nice retreat attack. That's actually his back Y, I believe. But Yazid is still able to beat him to the punch. This might be a little bit tougher for Captain Adler than using Isabella. Just because Isabella is overall a stronger character, I would say. But Sava's really interesting character. I am glad to see a little bit of him. And it's a pretty equal fight so far. And I believe, I'd have to check the stats, but I believe Captain Adler is also a little on his way to getting a streak, but we'll obviously confirm that later. He isn't as close as Clemino is, though. If I recall correctly. There were some mutual hits there that I don't think counted for anything, but these things happen, especially if he has his guard. At least there was a double in the end, and nobody, like, clearly benefited from it. Nice exchange. And a double. Tries to go in for a cut, but there's a cut to the arm. Julian getting a narrow lead now. Trying to snipe the hand to Captain Adler. Big slash there doesn't count somehow, though.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
honestly not sure how that missed. But that's Hellish Quart sometimes. Trying to snipe the hand there. And there's a hit. Captain Adler's still locked in, though, not letting that, you know, affect him too much. There's no reason to. He led the last round. He can win it right here if he just locks in. It's not a big deal if you get unlucky a few times. And there's a snipe to the hand, and he's making a comeback just like that. We are equal again this round. And again, Captain Adler looking to win the whole thing. Looking for hand snipes there, picking his opponent apart. Julian, I think, again, surrendering just a little bit too much initiative. And Captain Adler is able to call him out. And I like that he's dashing to the side subtly, too. That sometimes allows him to get angles on the auto guard that might not be expected. Or at least an advantageous position. Julian is able to score a flag right back, though, so we are down to the final flag. Anybody's game. And immediately called out. Nicely done by Julian. And I believe it's 2-2 at this point. Another close fight. Alexander against Yazik. Captain Adler can also play Alexander. He's a very versatile player, like I said. And I think that's a great pick for this matchup in particular. The jump might not work on Yazik, though. We've seen it work on Isabella. It's definitely a surprisingly powerful move, but I'm not sure if it'll work here. Yazik's defense is really a sight to behold at times. And Julian will play into that. He's happy to just stand his ground and block you. Sometimes I think it allows him to surrender a little bit too much initiative, but it is a nice solid base to play from. So I get why he does it. And against an overly aggressive player, it works really well. I like that he's sticking with one character too, although there is something to be said about being versatile and still doing well in a match, for sure. And Captain Adler is doing just that, but I feel like if you master one character, you can devote a lot more focus to that character. One, maybe two characters, typically the suggestion, but everybody's different. Some people have more fun when they switch it up, or have more success when they switch it up. But generally, we consider those people a little bit weird. And I don't mean the bad kind. Nevertheless, a little bit different from the standard. There's a cut to the head. Yeah, very close fight it's turning out to be. Captain Adler trying to call him out there. There's the stab up close. That stab is actually very difficult to block. But it's a little slow. That follow-up did not come in fast enough for it to matter. That's generally why I'm not a big fan of that stab, is because it's very difficult to follow it up, and it doesn't do a whole lot of stunning or damage, really. And you're locked into the animation. You used to be able to cancel out of it. It was a little bit broken, to be fair, but being able to cancel out of it was a pretty big advantage. And it made the move a lot more viable than it is now. Another example of stabs being, the cancels for the stabs being removed. For better or worse, Kubo's been doing that a lot. But nice sidestep there, single tempo, and we're now equal again. Nicely done by Captain Adler to make a comeback. Julian was doing a great job of his counter-attack. And again, I like that he's playing the counter style, so to speak, but he's not afraid to get in your face a bit. He's not backing away, he's still getting closer. He's doing a good job of, this time, not surrendering so much initiative and making it difficult for the opponent to set up an offense. He's sort of applying a lot of I don't know, you want to call it passive pressure, but I will say defense and offense are not generally very useful terms in this game because of precisely that. You can kind of meld them together. Just like in real fencing, like it's not that the terms are non-existent, so to speak, but it's generally not useful in martial arts to refer to defense and offense as sort of being binaries that don't intersect. There are tons and tons of cases where different people could argue somebody's being offensive or defensive in a given moment. Nice exchange between these two. So that's why oftentimes you'll hear people refer to stuff like, in martial arts anyway, like brawling style. Julian takes it, by the way. Nicely done. Good counter. But you'll refer to stuff like brawling. There'll be people who like to lead the exchange. People who sort of take it easy, to take it a bit more slowly. They stand their ground more. They don't move around as much. You know, stuff like that. Some people go for more single tempo actions, less so like two tempo actions. Like there's a lot of stuff like that. Okay, I guess I'll fight Oak now, as Info is not around. If you want to fight on someone else's host Oak, you also have that option. You don't have to fight on mine. If somebody has a neutral host and is available, we can also try that. Let me know. My host has been good for people so far. Alright. Yeah, so I don't anticipate issues for Oak, but I still wanted to give that option because could still be a bit of an advantage in my favor. But at this level, I mean, Oak is a veteran of the server just like me. We have quite a rivalry in events. No matter what host it is, it's always a good fight. So I'm really excited for this one. So good luck to you, Oak. Do you want to commentate? Let me know. Now is the time, if you want. All right. Okay, good luck, Oak. You can see the exact time if you get on Parsec with me and you come into the commentator cabin. Oh yeah. We'll discuss it after this round. I don't want to interrupt Oak's flow. Okay, nice round to start us off. I'm just gonna let Clemino into the commentator cabin and into the parsec. So you can just click the link, Clemino, and I'll just let you in commentators. I'll just invite you to speak. Yeah, he wants to commentate this fight, so.
Alright. I'm connecting.
Okay. Alright, glad to have you here. I'll give you the floor in just a moment. Gonna switch the names and we'll get started. Just test it to see if your voice is coming through in the stream. My audio settings get messed up all the time, so.
Hold on. Testing, testing.
Okay, that should be good. Looks like you're coming through.
Alright, I should be coming through the stream. Yep. Inlix versus Subutai. Yasek versus Barbash. Respect there. Round. Classic Yasek and back X. Good trade on there. Two went too low on that on that side second. That exact move is Yasek's most useful attack. That forward X. It's so there's so much range to it. Yeah, Yasek has a pretty bad neutral game. It's only be good if you're like close enough and the opponent's stunned, because his recovery from it is questionable at best. Snap cut to the wrist. Playing cautious here, range game. Yeah, that was the exact attack I was expecting. That's one of Yasek's best moves out of range. Cancel. That's another thing I keep noticing. Most Yasek players don't use the cancel, and it's really weird. Even I don't use the cancel much. Getting tired. Let's see if he can save it. This is a battle of equals right here. Equal player skill level, equal character prowess, equal character capability. Tries to go for grapple. And he didn't win that exchange. Impressive. Oof. That was a dirty exchange right there. Somehow, ooh, that went over the head. On that. Blade got redirected at the last second. Again. Hold on. Let's see. Ooh, this is tense. Got me on the edge of my seat here. Match point. Oak saves it. Double. Both were testing the waters there, but unpredictability. And Subutai takes it with a wrist hinge. One more. One more. That's always a risky attack to dish out because the recovery is 50-50 if it lands on the blade. Right there's the 50 that won. Quick and beautiful exchange, love it. Backstep right, he recovered just in time. Yeah, out of right foot forward stance, Yasek has very low damage. Left foot forward stance is definitely his most damage dealing, but right foot forward is his most useful due to the speed of his attacks. Nice exchange there. Tried to attempt that. It's a good attempt, but yep, double. Two side steps, but got cut off immediately by Butai's saber stroke. Beautiful. Beautiful ending stroke there. Clean
Okay.
cut to the head.
Yeah, good fight, Oak. A few moments, I think, where we're both hitting each other and we became bobbleheads, but oh well, that's the game. Overall, I think it was a
Yeah.
clean fight, though, so that's good.
Yeah, there
Really
was
enjoyed it.
only a
Yeah,
few dirty exchanges.
yeah. Okay, we've got, I think info is still away, so we'll do Platypi against Nullified. Two NA players. Platypi actually from the same city I'm from in Canada. Nullified, I don't know where he's from in the States. I think he's somewhere in the South. I think like Mississippi area.
Have a pretty good connection then.
Yeah. Yeah, the game definitely looks better, even since like the last USFC that I was doing. I don't know about you. They just seem the exchanges seem more they seem much cleaner.
Yeah, they're much smoother now, surprisingly. I was
Yeah,
not expecting the update to be that much of a polish to the actual gameplay.
yeah. And I'm still not a dynamic muscles fan, but I can still say they do look a bit better now. So he's definitely trying to improve them at least. So that's also good.
Thankfully. Variety match.
Yep. Yeah, I love matchups like this that are a little bit unorthodox. We see characters that they have a lot of offbeat moves. They're not used as much. Although Tarno's used quite a bit lately, but I still think a lot of people don't use him because his timing is so different.
Yeah, and not to mention his, especially since his sidesteps are very unorthodox compared to almost everyone in the cast.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely goes for those stylish points, gets some power for his trouble, but by the same token, his weird timing can also be his greatest strength. So if you use that properly, as we're seeing now, it can be very, very difficult. Bit of a hit there by Nullified, but there goes the hand.
Two hand chops, two dismemberments in a row.
Push attempt, but still gets away with it. Wow. Platypi looking to destroy Nullified here. Nullified has been with us for quite a bit, actually. He is a veteran, but he took a pretty long hiatus from Hellish Quart. So, Platypi, on the other hand, more active. Wow.
Impressive fight.
Yeah, that I called Nullified Sava on the stream for just a moment there. It's funny. Marie, okay.
Marie.
We're gonna see more of what Marie can do. I actually predict this version of Marie will be a bit of a problem for Sava.
At the same time, though, Sava is one of the only long-range saber players.
True. Yeah, so those big cuts can sometimes blade beat Marie when she's not expecting it.
See at the angles he cuts.
Yeah. Grapple attempt, wow. That's something Info loves to do. With whoa, the cancel thrust in action right there. That's nasty. It doesn't kill, but that's tough to deal with. It's a double. Got a little too close though. Bro's using a meat cleaver, not a sword. Referring to the Dusak. Yeah, it's a pretty broad type of sword, that one. It is also a heavy sword for its size, that particular example that he's using. With the basket hold and everything. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm so far being proven wrong here. Sava seems to be doing a pretty good job against Marie. That could change.
That's good luck. That's good luck. That's good luck.
I like the usage of that feint slash as well. The thing I don't like about the feint attacks in this game is that there's kind of a magic dust effect that announces that you're feinting, so it somewhat defeats the purpose, but I do get why Kubo put it there at the same time, because otherwise you might be confused by why some of these attacks bypass your yard if you just stand there trying to block it, so I see that side of the
At the
argument as
same
well.
time though, you can just use back Y on certain characters and that's just a manual feint.
Yeah, I feel like you can just learn about what the moves do, and most of the feints are kind of obvious, like you see some flourish or something, and it's like, okay, well he's clearly not gonna just cut me normally, so maybe I should move type of thing, but
I
that's the
think
other
they should
solution.
be
Hmm.
I think they should be more cancelable than the actual attack moves because it's it's obvious it's gonna be a feint. Might as well
Yeah,
let them guess what you're going to do.
yeah, that's actually a good point. I feel like a feint should trick the player. That's why I prefer the manual feints. I prefer to like cancel a cut and then do something else versus doing a
Yeah,
scripted feint move.
that's what I try to do with Samuel because he has more things than everyone else here.
Hmm. Ooh,
Then I remember that he doesn't have a cancelable feints.
yeah, which is kind of ironic. His feints do look pretty interesting though. I like the stylish ball edge cut. You just don't see them very often because they often fail.
Yeah.
Because really what you're doing
Pretty
is you're
bad.
announcing that you're doing a slow scripted move, so your opponent's like, oh, I'll just hit your head then, you know?
It does have a degree of unpredictability with where it hits,
Hmm.
specifically Nisha, the down and forward V. Yeah,
Hmm.
V. Sometimes it hits the torso, sometimes it hits the arms.
I see. Yeah, it's interesting. Some moves are like that. Even Marie, for the longest time, has had a few. Like, sometimes if the point is next to the toe, she'll stab the toe, even though she doesn't have a dedicated toe thrust in her moveset.
I've been hit by that so many times.
Yeah.
That was a dirty exchange, but I'm here for it.
Yeah. Marie is used to that type of thing. It still happens with her from time to time in this build.
Clean thrust.
Yeah. Actually a close fight. But Nullified, I think he's more or less doing the right thing. He's using Long Guard to close in, sort of clear the rapier aside. Although he's getting hit a lot now. Ooh, nice punch.
Ooh, match point.
I like the sudden aggression. Very risky with Marie, but it paid off. And then a stab to the face. Wow.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna see more COVID exams now that Marie can actually land stuff accurately. Up the nose.
I'm going to I am going to have so much trouble against Marta.
Yeah, Marta's a tough one as well. I really think Marie is about Marta's level now. So she's not like top tier, but a threat to basically any character in the right hands.
Yeah. This is a righty matchup for the centuries here.
Oh
My
yeah.
man Yendrick.
Yeah, very brave choice. Yendrick's one of the weaker characters on paper, but at least he's got some very powerful offense. So if you use that properly, it still can throw your opponent off balance.
This is practically a mirror match in anything but character because Sava and Yendrick somewhat
Yeah.
have the exact same tools.
Yeah. It's a good point actually of the high guard cut and some of these other jabbing moves. I guess they're zoners is what you would call them, these two characters. Although Yendrick's more of a, he's sort of a zoner and a glass cannon in one. But
And the brawler.
yeah, I like seeing Yendrick pairing with the top of the axe head though. That is actually how you would try to parry with that in real life, as Rush just showed us. So Glad to see you can do that in the game if you space yourself well. If you don't, then you're just gonna get hit most of the time.
PvP making some moves with Yendrick, actually.
Yeah. Nice bait with the push. Some of the really good players will do that. They'll deliberately push out of measure to switch legs or to bait you in to try and punish it. I will say, if your handguard stopped an axe head like that, it would still really rattle your knuckles. That would hurt.
Exactly.
The force has to go somewhere. Although, Nullified is starting to get in a bit of an advantage. Hopefully I didn't curse him just now by saying that. Ooh, blocks it. Leg voids the liver chop. I've never seen that before.
This is a dance right here.
Yeah, really nice fight. Stab to the body. One more needed for Nullified. Oh, he hooked the blade, but he got stabbed by the dagger. Nice recovery. That was amazing.
Dance.
And that's probably how you'd want to counter it too if you got a dagger. Somebody's hooking your sword. Well, I've got another weapon, so that was cool. You almost don't want to hook somebody in who has a dagger ready like that. Nice.
Very nice.
No commentator's curse this time. I got pinged a bunch of times. What's up? Oh, just
Marie,
matchmaking. Nice. And Marie apparently does have a toe thrust, I'm told. I've been told she doesn't by Kobold, so I don't know. Maybe Kobold is full of it, or maybe there's a bug. I don't know.
Maybe the bug is a feature.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's supposed to go to different targets. But Kobold, I remember he was talking about how there aren't any stabs in the game that should track towards the toe. But they will sometimes hit the toe if like that's the only target in the vicinity. But that's what Kobold said. I don't know. Don't shoot the messenger.
Maybe Kobold's just Todd Howard in disguise.
Maybe.
Getting messy.
Hold on, have they switched characters as well? Because I switched the names. And Platypi seems to be playing Sava now. Interesting.
I think I've never seen someone use Sava's dash forward Y in serious escape.
That's a funny situation if so. So Platypi was like, Yendrick's not working, I gotta switch to Sava. But then Nullified's like, Yendrick is so powerful, I gotta switch to him. It's like a... Even though he won, it's like he still was thrown off balance by it enough that he's like, I gotta get some of that power.
Good combo on that.
Nice. Yeah, Yendrick's proving to be a good pick for Nullified. To be fair, he has also played Yendrick before, back when he was more active, so. Ooh.
Contestants both retired, both doubled.
Yeah. A pretty fair outcome, I would say.
Let's see.
Ooh. Yeah. If you get tied up like that, next to a saber character of Yendrick, you usually lose. Unless you're ready to punch them in the face right away type of thing.
Or if the shaft hits them.
Yeah, and you stun them enough. Nice. Down to the wire.
Strike to the...
Ooh, I don't think Nullified knows about the high guard combo. And that shank was beautiful. Yeah, that was... It's very tough to land that sequence, but when you do, it's awesome. He missed! What? He completely missed! Okay, I think he deserved that flag, so...
Jesus Christmas.
Did you see that? He, like, refused to reach for his
Yeah.
opponent. It's like he gave him mercy or something.
It went like 2 feet away from his head.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it should have reached, but he still got the kill with the dagger, so it is what it is.
Who's up next? Is it Dauntless or Luck and a Beer?
It's Dauntless against, I'm not sure who actually, because we have an odd number of, participants. We could get you to fight Dauntless, but I feel like you against Info would be a good matchup. I don't know. Let's see if Info's around.
Especially since I haven't fought. I've only fought Ratzig's Marie.
Yeah, Yendrick is a lot of fun. I know I said he's kind of weak, but he is a wild card. In the right situation, you can just dominate with pure offense. Okay, and while we're waiting to hear from Info, I guess with Dauntless, what we can do is maybe somebody who lost a fight can get another crack at it.
Oh yeah, let's see.
Yeah. Oh, Info's able to fight. Nice. We'll do that first then. You will fight Info.
Might mute, might not.
Beer wants a second match. Nope. You haven't paid me enough, I'm afraid, my friend. Blatant bribery attempt right there. Alright, Info should be
Maybe this is
joining.
the start of the UFCification of the USFC.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, Info's here. Hello.
Hello.
Nice. Okay. As far as besides Info, you will take the left to start us off.
Okay.
And let me know, do you need keyboard or just controller?
I'm keyboard, yeah.
Okay. Nice. We're doing very good for time. We're literally just past the usual start time, so that's good. Okay, you both should be able to take control.
Agent Smash wants to try A against Dauntless, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second. Okay, I know it.
There was this Gray Jaws guy who said he wanted to play as well, but didn't click the frog meme. He clicked the event or something, so maybe we'll get him in if he's still around. But we'll focus on this fight for now.
I should have done.
Yeah, cutting Brawl up close tends to favor Gideon
Yeah,
still.
Should have grabbed.
Yeah, a grab might have worked. Maria's surprisingly good at that because people think they can just walk forward and do whatever they want. Well, it missed. What? Okay.
Leave me enough range though.
Yeah. I mean, this matchup is pretty simple. Gideon wants to get in there ASAP. Marie wants to keep distance for the most part. That lunging thrust is actually pretty dangerous in this matchup for Marie.
Honestly, I would not have expected Gideon to take such gigantic steps.
Yeah, he's got that cross-cutting style with the passing footwork. But yeah, he doesn't look like he should be that quick if you just look at his physique, but I like that he sort of goes against your expectations a little bit and actually does move surprisingly fast.
Maybe that's how he wins most of his matches.
Yeah. I mean, there's people like that in real life too. They look kind of chunky, but they're actually pretty quick. They have some muscle and they can move really fast. Might lack a little bit of stamina. It's not really the ideal build if you want to maximize your muscular endurance, but if you win right away, it doesn't matter.
Unlike Gideon, who has an absurd amount of stamina.
Yeah. Yeah, this is true.
Okay.
Stab to the left arm. That's something that Gideon can sometimes rely on, is he's got this left arm in front of him. Obviously getting hit there is not ideal, but it does have more HP than the rest of his body, so if he catches a hit there. Yeah.
The damage, the actually having the ability to.
Nice.
Oh, right to the heart.
In less than 5 moves is so much nicer.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think she could be a little better. But
Right to the wrist.
Yeah, I would say she still struggles more in the matchups she used to struggle in. Like Isabella is still a challenge, but she at least has stuff that can work now. Nice grab.
Oh, I actually got grabbed.
Yeah, Info's good at that. And look at the lighting. There's just a shadow on her face.
yeah, I think those actually look very good when you make like pictures of it in the game.
Yeah.
It's still absolutely despicable that we cannot like enter free cam after a win.
Yeah, those animations are so cool. I would love to take screenshots of them all, especially Isabella's, but
Maybe still needs like a better face, but
yeah. Which apparently is on the way. Kubel said soon, but we know what his definition of soon is, so
yeah,
who knows?
The
Oh yeah,
helmet guy.
that's the best part. It says it'll be ready soon or something, I think, with Sava before he came out. Yeah, right. We were told it'd be soon since 2021.
And I mean, the writer guy, the Swedish guy with the Morian, still hasn't been released.
Yeah, yeah. And he's only marginally newer. Nice. Kexoid is in the chat. That's Rayan for those who don't know. He's also a veteran of the server. He was here since like 2021. Basically the beginning of the server. Quartz through there. Wow. The cut didn't land. Marie's guard actually doing something.
Is this proof that Marie is finally been fixed?
I'd say so. Jan might still be a challenge though. I mean, people say he's the best rapier still, and there's a reason for that. So
Mr. Ian, Hellish Quart.
maybe Info will prove that wrong. And Jan will have to go back to a more saber-oriented style in this matchup.
Should have just Shouldn't have sidestep, should have just left aid.
Bunch of cuts there. Flamino trying to close the distance, but the whiff is punished instantly. Yeah, that's the big thing. You don't want to whiff against Marie now. A lot of the time.
Which frankly should have been her style from the get-go.
Yep. Yeah. Good stab to the body. No kill, but you can see the damage is still pretty good. And then there's a follow-up.
Where did that landed on the shoulder?
I don't know. As far as Marie not blocking the Yawn combo, a lot of people don't block that one, to be honest. That's a bug with the combo. The combo is a little weird. Bara has the same thing in this matchup.
That's the one thing I think should be fixed.
Yeah.
Why is there so many characters who can just not block one line of attack? Because from what I remember, this exact attack used to be blocked much more when Simo was around.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It used to be the other way around, if anything. It wouldn't land when it was supposed to land. And it would basically never land. So, I don't know, Kupol like overbuffed it or something? I don't know. Sometimes it still comes out a bit strange though. I've noticed sometimes he won't reach all the way. But more often than not now it is pretty damn hard to deal with.
Oh, I should stop doing that.
I mean, maybe that's why Yan versus Barbash is probably one of the messiest matchups.
Yeah, you can snipe each other's hands all day long, and Yan has the reach, so I think for Bara it can be especially hard. Bara has to kind of close in a little bit to make the best use of his speed. Either one can win though, it's really down to the players, but...
And not to mention, the sabers are still the most effective here.
Yeah, as your hand gets sniped right there, but yeah, I still would
sorry.
largely... I think I would still largely agree, save for Isabella, but for the most part, you're right, for sure.
Izzy's just that woman.
Yeah. Then again,
I
Alex
think-
could be stronger, so you might still, like, if we're talking about Alex, like, that might still hold true.
I think Mari now became even more on the long guard because people will hold it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like. Give me a second. It's not like it was before where people just sometimes did it when you started winning and stopped when they were winning.
Yeah.
It will now be very much something that people like hold very much 24/7.
Yeah. And that's kind of how it was before, I think, when Marie was good. Like, people were using a lot of long guard by necessity. But it gives Marie a lot of initiative, I think. Although, it is kind of a shame that one input sort of cancels out a lot of those attacks from the Marie player's perspective, but Kupol was telling me it's very, very challenging to get the blade to reliably block otherwise if there's no, like, magnetic binding effect in long guard, so... I'm not saying it's perfect, it's definitely oversimplified, but he doesn't seem to have a better solution right now.
Yeah, I
Did
get
you
it.
try to do the toe touch earlier?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay, maybe I was wrong. That one might be a dedicated toe touch move. I might be thinking of something Kupol said before that was added or something. I won't mention it to him though, because it would be a shame for that to be removed.
It's kind of like I get it that no one pretty much knows about the toe touch. It's kind of shit.
Yeah.
It's very much bad. Never hits. When it hits, it doesn't kill. Not very good follow-ups from it. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Which is a shame because I feel like the rapier is the one weapon that would be pretty good at targeting the feet. if you consider a
Yeah.
longsword or a saber, it's actually kind of awkward to do that. So,
What about
but a
what
rapier,
about
nice and long.
broadsword?
Sorry.
What about Kalkstein's broadsword?
You
Oh,
could
no.
do it with that one too, but the rapier is a bit longer, so I think it's still easier with the rapier.
The Bakwa on Mario is so much better now that it can kill.
Mm-hmm.
It can fucking cancel too.
Yeah. No, you cannot.
What did it of a cancel is insane now.
Yeah.
Nice hit. And this one's down to the wire. Yazid proving to be a bit of a better pick. I think his defense is more solid and his cuts are really fast. Nice to see Info's character actually being viable too. Like you can see that skill actually being translated to the plays now.
Those cancels insane now. Might actually start learning Marie.
Yeah, we're gonna be seeing a lot more of her, I think.
I
Now,
should.
can
I
we
need to
get
get my
can
muscle
we
memory
get
triangle back.
now now can we please get
Yeah.
Laszlo?
Oh,
What the hell?
there was a cut out of that from Marie. A slight one, but still a cut. Oh, what? Okay. I thought for sure Marie was gonna hit the first one.
Eh.
It might have missed
Weird.
though. It was tough to. I'd have to play that back, but. Oh, you can see the rapier is
No.
actually running people through properly. Like that's so awesome.
Yeah, it is.
No. Please, Google, please rebuff Laszlo. I want Laszlo to become better, please.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that-
Laz is kind of sad to be honest, but like
Remember that person
Yeah.
on Reddit info who was like, "Oh, Marie is too close. That's why she can't run the opponent through," and was coming up with this elaborate excuse about that bug.
yeah, it's
It was so funny.
you cannot stab at close range. It's too close, and forgetting the whole concept of a knife.
Yeah. And that she's retracting her
GG's.
blade. Anyway.
There's no structure in it. When there's like a feet of space between the point of the blade and a person.
Yeah. Like,
Like-
if you're in
Yeah.
grabbing distance, sometimes perhaps with a lunge, but yeah. The cases
yeah,
that were
like
being
lunge,
talked
I
about
can
though,
understand.
yeah.
But even
You-
those
I feel like
lunges,
most characters just need an actual close range option. Like one close range option.
Yes.
yeah. And even then, like if you are holding long guard and your point is like not touching your enemy yet, any lunge will stab them. Like
Mhm.
and that is not close space. Close space when I'm like pushing distance. That's close space.
Yeah.
That I can understand then.
Yeah. And just visually speaking too, we saw the rapier hitting the liver.
Yeah.
Like in the video that we were
Yeah,
discussing.
I know. So
Pay a beer.
Oh yeah, Sabir with the blatant corruption. I don't know.
We are now
Maybe I'll challenge the champion instead. I don't know. This is a little suspicious.
We are not
who's standing?
you're
in
not
the,
Dana White.
like
You're
on
not
the,
Dana White of here.
who's standing the highest right now on the win streak?
Abir is right now, but
Wait,
he's under investigation at the moment. Let's put it that way.
for what?
There was a
What
match against Oak that was
Yeah.
very, very suspicious.
Very. It was as if the Force was involved.
Yes.
But, was
And
it
that
today
resulted
or like,
in an opened. Perhaps.
Who says you weren't?
Isn't like aren't like fights on the host and not?
Yeah.
How would you cheat in that? Like what? Tool assisted one?
Oh
Maybe
no.
maybe
Oh no,
the one of
Luck's
those
getting in.
KGB spies. We have some Russians on the server.
Uh,
Okay, where's Dauntless though? We're still waiting for Dauntless, unfortunately. We can
oh,
still
cool.
get you to fight somebody, Agent Smash. That's not an issue.
Subu,
Yeah.
is the USFC table like updated on the spot or later?
It'll be updated later by Oak.
Oh, nice. I can have.
Yeah.
I can. I will have 3 in the next week if I win. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, never mind. Dauntless is here. Cool. Okay, Dauntless, let me know if you need keyboard. Same with you, Agent Smash. And Dauntless will take the left side to start us off. And then we'll have the champion fight after that. And then Insigny said he needed to fight late, so that's why he's the last one.
Can I commentate?
Weird.
Yeah, of course, you can join the Parsec as well.
Okay. Just doing it. Whoa.
Yeah, my host
I'm
can
sorry.
handle multiple people. At the worst, I might have to adjust the megabits, but I don't think I will.
Mhm.
If I
I'm
do, though,
sorry.
it's pretty easy.
Before I was cooking yeast.
Oh, it's okay. You didn't hold us up, really. We just moved on.
Yeah. Decided to do vegan bacon substitute with rice paper and bought wrong yeast.
Vegan bacon. Blech.
Yeah. It's not bad actually. I think I didn't soak it in water for long enough. So
Okay.
especially on the first, I'm testing like out the recipe. Something to like
Oh no.
vegan.
Hot
and I
take, but
kinda like,
vegan bacon is not bacon.
it tastes like bacon. It looks like bacon.
I don't know. It's hard to beat the real thing, especially if some maple syrup.
Yeah. I know.
We
Yeah, but we should like comment on the fight. Okay, so
Yeah.
That's it.
It's a USFC trope that we get sidetracked by food conversations, so it's not new.
Yeah.
That's happened from day one. Alright, but let's
Literally
focus.
everything but the fight is talked about.
Yeah, anime.
nice.
Tal loves talking about anime, but anyway.
Yeah. Food,
Agent
especially
Smash with
Polish
Connor.
one, that everyone
hmm
is like disgusted by.
Yeah.
Pasta with.
everyone being disgusted by Rogi and Vasa.
Ooh, nice.
We're good now, Hyant, but you can still join late if you want.
Yeah, sure. Who would be Sian be fighting?
I'm not sure. I guess whoever wants to fight again after losing.
Damn, not after winning.
We could, with a little money on the side, perhaps.
That's not nepotism. Nepotism talk.
Nice retreat attack.
Speaking of nepotism, look at a beer over here.
Yeah. Abir is on the right?
He's fighting the champion, so he will be getting no extra fights.
Of course.
It's honestly for his own good. If he loses a fight out of nowhere, he can't challenge the champion. So.
Who's on the Lucky's on the left, right?
Luck will be on the left most likely. Yeah, it's up to him. Oh, that hit the head, but it bounced off. Yazuk, I think Yazuk is having this issue more than anyone else right now. It's really weird.
Yeah, that hit his face, bro. That was right next to his nose.
Yeah, it
It
became a
might
bobblehead. I saw it move.
It could possibly be that Kubold like screwed something over in the code when changing like Jacek's damage.
Could be.
Somehow.
Who knows?
I would believe that there is small possibility that right now there's this like small space between like because before like
Mhm.
stamina affected damage,
Yeah.
and there might be like a small window in Jacek's stamina where his attacks just like I don't know stop doing damage. That might
Yeah.
be it, but it would need excessive testing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really up to
and it
Kobold to do.
hard to do. It would be hard since like stamina
Yeah.
is ever changing.
Yeah.
It's not like we can like stand still and do a certain move and have perfect stamina for it. So,
Yeah. And when the variables are changing constantly like that, it's just impossible to do it scientifically.
yeah, we would need like a debug menu.
Yeah.
We could test it if like infinite stamina and if the like problem persists.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So then it keeps it a constant.
Yeah. And we know that if it appears, that's probably it. If it stop appearing, well, stamina is probably at fault. And
Yeah. Ooh. Almost hit the head there. Yeah, so not many new players I find pick up the shield. Usually they struggle against the shield, so they find them kind of dishonorable to use. But Asian
Yeah.
Smash liking the Highland drip, so I respect that. I do wish he had a single broadsword or a two-handed claymore, but it is what it is.
it is.
And you know the weirdest part about Connor? He has exactly two themes. One is named the Targe, which is fitting, but the other is named Claymore.
Yeah. Which can either be the sword he's using or the two-handed one.
It
Funnily
could be
enough.
that like while making like Marina decided to buy a shield for the fun of it, and like decided that one is not enough and scrubbed the corner like before what we had.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
The hell is going on in the USFC Discord? We got aggressive kindness and then aggressive trash talk.
Yeah, that's pretty normal for luck.
Ooh. Nice spacing on the cat.
Moye.
Yeah, luck is honest. He won't pay me. He'll just win.
Or lose. Depends.
Yeah. I will say though, I did pay in a recent tournament. I paid Maestro to throw a fight in the semifinals to fight Luck before they did their big fight, and that exhausted Maestro enough that it made it easy for Luck to get that win.
I think Connor would have been like fun, like more interesting if he had an axe instead of a sword and have the still.
Oh
have the-
yeah.
Like a Lochaber axe? Or...
Yeah. Just an axe, like a war
Yeah.
axe, of course. You
Kind of
get
like
the
a
idea.
Bardiche, yeah. If anyone's unfamiliar with that,
Since
go
he
look
has
it up.
And since he has like he would have like a one-handed one, it would like and still have the shield. He could still like block and not have the yen problems. But at the same time, he wouldn't have yen's range.
Thrust attempt comes right over the shield, but it's still a double.
It would be like,
Bribery for free. That's an oxymoron.
yeah.
Yeah, because like even if I was bribing him with food or something, that's still a material good that's worth something. So that would still be not possible.
To be honest, we have a shield. That's not. We have
Yeah.
two shields. It's not that bad. It's not like Kay decided everyone after like Marina, it's gonna be a shield.
Hmm.
We had
Although
Hasa.
I do wish Marina had the shield as like a secondary stance or something.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that could actually work. So like. that
Nice
would
hit
be
to the head.
interesting. if they had like if when they switch like feet, one is like a shield and it gets like very defensive with shorter range, and the right foot holder gets you a more a sword, and the shield is just like oh
Oh,
yeah,
actually, Agent Smash might be able to win
oh maybe a
this round.
buckler could be like that.
Yeah,
Character
Buckler would be
with a
interesting.
Yeah, when you are left foot, you have like more defensive with the buckler, but in right foot it like works as a health,
Yeah.
like how you use it with a side sword. So you protect only your hands and less your whole body.
Yeah. Yeah, Buckler fencing is very interesting, and I think it'd be way less frustrating to deal with than the shield. So
Mm.
Or here's a more interesting character,
nice.
an actual Turkish janissary with a shield.
Yeah,
Nah. Mm.
Hassan
No,
with
sorry.
a shield. Oh my goodness, he just
Sure.
walked you down.
To be honest, the shield wouldn't be that bad, to be in my opinion. He's a little bit too big, and his sword isn't like in the way on the right side. So
I do. I will say though, I would like for Hassan to be a slightly faster in his movement.
yeah, I think Hassan would actually like need side like moves that do different things, because like, and I get it, that's his thing, but like at the same time, maybe a like leg switch for him, something.
Yeah.
But like, because it's fun that he has like like comboing moves, every move into everything. But at the same time, he only that means that he only has like 4 moves, but in like different directions.
Yeah, he's sort of a one-trick pony in a way with that.
Yeah.
He does have a few like exotic moves, but there's a reason people don't throw them for the most part. They don't work.
Yeah.
Even the dash in, I know people have had some success with that out of nowhere, but I still think it's a pretty weak move. It's a worse version of Alexander's jump.
Yeah, it is. Like the guard break has literal. It's not really that it doesn't work. It's just that when it hits, it still doesn't kill, and
Yeah.
people most often recover from it faster than you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the recovery is absolutely horrendous. I've never
Yeah.
seen that leaves you more vulnerable after holding an opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you half scored like that, usually it's because you're grappling with your opponent and you want to get him to submit. That would be a cool grapple animation, actually. If he did a
Yeah,
half
it
sword
would-
like that, and if you don't
would
back
be-
away in time, he gets your neck and then takes you down.
Yeah. Or it could be just like if you hit it and it hits, you instantly grapple. That could be like with
Yeah,
Mount.
that's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Like Fiore actually has a move like that. He half swords with his blade and then he forces you to submit by digging the edge into your neck with a half sword. And it's either you get taken down or you get cut, basically.
Not like it would be fun if he like had an option. Like, you know how Easy has like a switch leg button,
Hmm.
technically. If he like switch hands with a saber to the left one,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
and that would be his like stance switch.
Imagine
Well,
if
you know,
Saba could do that. That would be crazy.
Or just like dropping his sword lower, and that would be the stance switch. Like not really switching his legs, but like,
Yeah.
similar to how Tana does it, but like, but without like the legs.
Yeah.
I guess.
Like,
And he could still walk with that like recognizable way to walk down.
Yeah. That was a good retreat attack by Dauntless, who now has a lead this round.
It is the matchup so far is kind of good for Jacek.
Hmm. Yeah, the fast cuts allow him to brawl in this match. That's an interesting stance right there.
And I think the fact that Jacek is like keeping distance and not getting caught by Connor's like thrusts.
Yeah.
And I would say that Connor needs more side steps, especially the faster ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're too linear, you'll be picked apart against
Mhm.
somebody who knows how to deal with a shield.
Yeah, but like Connor right one side steps are very good because like the shield.
Next rapier character should be double rapier. Imagine dual wield rapiers. That was a thing.
No, please no,
No.
That would
no,
be cruel.
No.
no. I still hope for like a rapier and a dagger, rapier and a cloak.
Yeah. I feel
I
like even if
wish-
there's two side swords, it'd be pretty broken.
No, I think side swords are dual side swords are fine because you can at least deal with one of them somewhat
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Rapiers, you legitimately have a threat from every single side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
But at the same time, like it wasn't really a popular thing to see. So probably not. Like, why doesn't Sava have like a real parrying daggerist?
Maybe he doesn't know how to parry.
That would be yeah.
That reaches over the.
But like a cloak would probably be the most interesting one, to be honest.
That would be definitely
Great.
like 25-75 chance of it actually parrying something or something.
I'm not thinking more about chance. Maybe you could have like you could have like moves or that. I don't know. Maybe use it like a long guard. Well, because with like a cloak, you don't really want to parry cuts with thrusts. So
Alright, I'm back.
maybe that could be the long guard. Or maybe like do it so that entering longer doesn't like really change your moves, but like you know, but you can still like catch thrusts with that cloak.
Ooh. He missed. What? Did you see that?
How did the first one miss?
I don't know.
What the hell is that?
Alright. I have no words for that one.
Yeah. Go for like
Maybe.
that moment.
Sava's was the
sabotage.
worst though. Like Sava like actively refused to hit the target that one. It was
Yeah.
weird.
To be honest, this is the point at which you should stop going for the head and for the leg cut.
Yeah.
Especially after a hit, you will overwhelm your opponent.
Yeah.
And leg cut
Yes.
half range, they protect you more, especially with the shield.
Yeah. And that sequence of Y cuts is very telegraphed and you're kind of locked into it when you do it with
Yeah.
Connor.
And you're swinging over your head.
Yeah.
That isn't blocking anything.
Yeah, he
And
has
as
some
we saw,
snap cuts that are
yeah,
better.
those are an option. Yeah. Or London.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing Agent Smash is missing right now. That was a cool
Yeah,
trick
but
shot, but
Yeah, those moves are used very nicely here. Like, he really catches Jacek here.
yeah. That long thrust is pretty dangerous too, but slow.
It is. Especially when you like not expecting it.
Or
Yeah.
nerd.
Or the walking one. You know, the one.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem. The thrust was too slow and it was intercepted.
Stamina is not helping.
Yeah.
The fighting
London,
for
on the other
center
hand,
now.
good luck intercepting that.
Oh. And you cannot miss that at that range. Like,
Yeah.
it's slow, but like,
Also, I've noticed since the update, there's more double contact attack wounds. Like some attacks will now hit 2 limbs.
Yeah.
yeah.
And they stun you
I
twice.
think it
Yeah.
might be like because like K changed how swords actually like interact.
Mm-hmm.
with your body, so that even after you like, if you like clip the hand, but then like
Nice.
thrust into the body, so that it deals both damage and not only like the hands. That was sometimes an issue, especially with
Okay.
thrusts that are deeper into the target and on center.
Dauntless takes it, but GG to
Yeah.
both opponents. Glad to see you showing up, Agent Smash. We love to see new players in these events. I hope you learned some stuff. If you want to learn some of Connor's best moves too, people can tell you what we're talking about when we're talking about the London. That's a very good move to learn. But I like how you're using the other moves. It's just a matter of using the full breadth of what he can do.
Yeah, those are especially those like upcuts were very good here. Those that like bisect the chest and belly.
Yeah.
Those are like worked there perfectly. Just the follow-ups were not like were
Right.
blocked something or did miss and something.
Champion.
Okay.
Remember that you can also like push
Mhm.
after successful hit. That's also
Yeah, Connor's
Good
pretty
to
good at
remember.
pushing actually. Yeah. It's underrated.
Yeah, and you can London out of it and things. So.
Yeah. Okay,
Right, let's
luck.
see if he stuns.
Luck against a beer.
Ooh,
Main
nice.
event.
Veer, you will be investigated for corruption yet again if some shenanigans occur.
Yeah, he must have been wearing a secret like skull cap or something under that head. Like it was a he had a
Challenge
under that
her.
hat. That's the problem. That goat skin
Let's
hat
go.
right there. That is
Champion
the source of his.
Lock, Horseman of Death.
Okay, let's touch tips, guys. We haven't completed the announcement yet. Okay, did you want to do it, Clemino? You were saying you got a good buffer voice.
No, you go first.
Cool, okay. On the left, we have Luck, the current USFC champion. He has been taking names, took out Maestro Cake after some trash talk, now looking to do the same against his challenger of beer. Amazing Isabella player, even put his Izzy Horseman of Death title on the line earlier, still took it. And yeah, what can I say? He's the fastest player on the server. So Beer has his work cut out for him on the right here. An upcoming Barabash player. His skills have improved over the months, but he has quite the trial ahead for him. So fight clean, fight dirty. You guys can fight. I know you're itching for a fight already, so let's go.
It's time.
Ooh, a nice slap cut to the waist there.
Yeah. And Luck is a master at setting that up. On paper, Barabash is faster, but that snap cut goes from point A to point B so quickly because it's a straight blade and it's got nice leverage on it. So that's.
I think you are getting cut off a little bit.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are like really
That's
bad.
weird. Huh? I don't know.
Ooh.
Very.
Is it better now?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay. Let me know if it continues and we'll fix it later.
A bit with the side steps there. Really using the fullest of Bara. Oh, and
Ooh.
Luck is doing the same with Easy.
Yeah.
Powering and countering after it.
Why does not. What? Okay. Again, the skull cap under his hat. I swear, he has some hidden armor. A beer. A beer. That's not good. You gotta take that hat off next fight. That skin is not allowed.
To be honest, they both have the same cap. Like.
Yeah, but Luck is clearly not cheating, so. Alright, close fight though. In all seriousness, pretty intense so far. goes low. They actually both eat a hit. Luck, stamina though. Oh, greedy, greedy, greedy. Happens to the best of us though, I don't blame him. There's no armor on your chest though, Abir. Nice, yeah. Sidestep attempt. Luck is very active, Isabella. Loves countering you instantly. And that's what Luck does. He attacks really confidently into what you're doing. So he'll win the fight for the center first. Nice counter to the sidestep. Wow. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not biased at all against this skull cap cheater. That is a beer.
It's like a metal plate. That can be like let on planes for TSA. He has a metal plate.
Yeah. Well, he's still wearing it, but you know what? Luck is still winning anyway, so
Yeah.
we'll let it be.
Go Abe, win it.
It's bragging rights for the Horseman of Death. Oh, this time he cuts right through it.
Yeah.
It's no help against that cut. Oh,
Oh, and a double.
yeah. Oof, close there. Whoa, okay.
Oh,
Interesting.
and a follow-up from it.
Yeah. Luck is good at pushing you out of combos if you overextend. Yeah, I like how pushes work in this current build. For the most part, they only land if you're making a mistake, and your opponent's just capitalizing on it, so. Oh,
Oh,
sidestep.
yeah. Thought it would be a double. To be honest.
Yeah, it usually is, but I guess it hit the left arm instead of, like, the bot.
Oh, and over the guard to the hand.
Yeah.
He's gonna- he's
Isabella
fighting
bouncing
for it.
off again. Is there some hidden chainmail now?
And another sidestep. Uses those very well here.
I'm going to
Oh.
double down. I'm going to double down.
I didn't expect it, like to have a reaction on hand for that.
What? He has chainmail under his under his
And,
shirt. That was what the fuck was that? It bounced off.
What is going on here?
And a sidestep by a beer.
Yeah. A very fast one on that.
Okay, a beer is gonna be investigated for possible chainmail under his shirt too.
Sure, sure.
Nice, okay.
Mm,
And a beer needs
Again.
one more to make it 1-1. Overall, though, it's a good fight. I know I'm making a lot of jokes about these hidden armor
Oh, and the wrist.
controversies, but yeah, very fast fight.
1-1.
That's right on the wrist. I should be able to do these more to commentate more consistently because I'll be taking a massive break after the fourth game.
Okay. Yeah, it's all good.
That and I'm working on North American schedule now, so I can legitimately just do this in the morning.
Nice, yeah. That's good. Oh, and the stab.
Yeah.
Did you see that? He like
Yeah.
the boss like through the tip of his saber.
Step again.
Yeah, that's a nice tool against Isabella. It can be a counter to high guard chop, or it can be a counter to some of her stabs. Snap cut is a little iffy because that comes out really fast, but I think you can sometimes dodge it. You can't really react with it though, if there's a snap cut coming in. You have to just be... You have to read your opponent ahead of time. Which against someone like Luck is very challenging. Because Luck legitimately does have fast reaction time. Like, even on European hosts, it's amazing how quickly he will capitalize. Wow. Disemboweled, but a beer still...
Survive, huh?
Exchange.
Ooh.
Nice by Luck. Good mix-up. Retreat X is underrated for Isabella. It's actually a great move. I'm glad it's not stuttering for a beer at least. He doesn't seem to be having any issues.
The only issues he's having is body protection.
Yes. Yep, some hidden armor. But what he doesn't realize, the longsword is a knightly weapon. It's designed to deal with, to some extent anyway, designed to deal with armor. To get at the gaps, so... Worst case scenario, Luck, you can also pommel strike his face. That'll work.
Have
With
sword.
this pommel strike, I guarantee you'll have him spitting out 4 teeth.
Yep. I love that that's an actual quote from Fiore too, like he claims he has experience doing that to people. I believe it though, that would be worse than a punch, so. Okay, Luck has won another one. He needs to win one more.
In the words of Fiore once more, I am the sword, deadly against all weapons. Neither spear nor poleaxe nor dagger can prevail against me.
Indeed.
I think people do not agree with the spirit, but okay.
Yeah, I think it's more symbolic, like the way
Yeah,
he
yeah,
puts
yeah.
it, yeah.
It's probably more about like, you know, that you can carry a sword.
Yeah,
everywhere, but,
it's applicable in more situations, I guess, yeah. You can't lug a poleaxe everywhere. Oh, Luck possibly brought a skull cap too?
they have the same hat.
That's true, yeah. You could hide a skull cap under there. We're gonna investigate this match after it concludes.
Sending in the cobalt.
Yep. Snap cut though by Luck. Straight to the arm, yeah. Luck is dominating now. He's figured something out. He's learned Abir's timing, and Abir's really struggling to close the distance. Abir's a very active player. Maybe he needs to switch a bit to a more counter-centric style to deal with these preemptive attacks. I'm not sure, though. You don't want to be passive, though, at the same time. You want to make it messy, because if you are too passive, Isabella will just stab you.
Izzy has that like.
Yeah, there's like a balance.
Yeah.
What you can't do is allow Luck to do this, to walk all over you, or to snap cut interrupt your attacks.
Or you know, just high guard.
Yeah. And now Luck might... Oh, and it's a grab! Amazing. And I love how the head becomes the default skin when it comes off. You can see his bald head. Anyway.
It is the
GG's.
worst, like on Marta.
Yeah. GG's, guys. Luck, if you want to come into the commentator cabin, if you have something to say about these accusations against a beer or your win in general, you're free to come on in.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
Cool, he
was
wants to come
sprayed.
in.
Hello,
Start,
peeps.
Hello,
keep
Luck.
talking.
Congratulations on your victory.
Appreciate
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Well,
Some. Hmm.
that fight honestly was pretty good. There was a lot of BS though on both sides because that thrust I did, I don't know how I just blocked 14 attacks and then he kept
Yes.
like taking hits to the head, which is it happens. It's whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was a pretty good fight. But Abu's just really not on my level, unfortunately. So yeah, it's
Indeed.
gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah. In all seriousness, I know we were joking about a beer's hidden armor and all the rest of it, but overall, the fight
Yeah,
was good. I quite
Oh,
enjoyed
thank
watching
you.
it, so yeah,
it looks really
nicely
good.
done. And you guys match up
But
nicely too. You're very fast, but Luck, you're just way better at counter attacking and just sort of interposing your attack in between his.
Hmm.
So there's nothing he could really do. He kept trying the same thing and it kept failing.
That's the best style for me to match into with Isabella because I like my snap cut and my neutral thrust. They both interrupt attacks, and he just attacks, so I just kill him.
Yep.
It's a very easy style for me to counter.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, who's my next opponent next week?
Likely will be me because I have I believe it's a 4-win streak now, so I'm next in line.
Okay. All right.
yeah,
Well,
I have to go. I have to go, boys.
Yeah, no
I need
worries.
to go
Thank
to
you for coming
sleep.
on in.
Um,
okay. Well, Subu, I'm gonna stomp your head in next week, but
All right. Can't
it was
wait.
an
I'm sure
honor.
it'll be a good show. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Later, fellas.
Yeah. See ya, Luck.
Uh,
GG's.
yeah.
Okay. Insignia against Slothful if Insignia is here. Can you stop snap cutting my chops once you thrust it? Oh my god. You gotta stop falling for it, Abir. That's all there is to it. I know it's not easy though. That matchup actually can be a big problem for Bara sometimes. There's no
Yeah.
question. But it's where you gotta make some adjustments. But yeah, Luck is right. It was on both sides. We were just hyper
Yeah.
focusing on the suspicious player. But yeah, that's the game. You had
Yes.
body armor. Yep. Spotful needs a minute, but that's fine. We completed this in really good time. It has to be said, and it helps that we started early. So
No.
like it feels like we should still have a bunch of fights to go, but we literally have one, and that's it.
Well, it's what we get for starting like what an hour early today.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'll do that regularly, but if people want me to do that, I totally can. So it's up to you guys.
Yeah. To be honest, it's kind of nice when we like start earlier.
Yeah.
It lets like people have go to their hobbies or because like classes or everything is like most often like around 8 or
Yeah.
7. Yeah, and when if we start like 5, we can like make most of the fights for people that actually need to be somewhere later.
Yeah, for sure.
It's something that I will, because I'm going to like starting going to him again because my
Yeah.
school is not killing me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I won't be as often here, especially on like Sundays or on
Yeah.
Tuesdays.
Okay,
Those
Insignia
are
on the
the...
left. Spotful, do you need keyboard?
Oh no, I won't be on Tuesdays anyway. I have school.
Yeah.
God, I can go to like rapier lessons again, and what happens? I have school.
Yeah,
I
that
have
often gets in the way.
university.
Yep. And for every hour you have in university, I found it's like 2 hours of studying sometimes. It's brutal.
It is, yeah.
That's the general rule of thumb. It's like double the time preparing for tests and stuff that you spend in class. At least.
I don't have it like for the whole semester, only for the first 5 weeks, so I can go to rapier lessons later.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's silver lining, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, Insigny with Yon. He's a pretty damn good Yon player, so I'm not surprised by that. Swaffle with Yazuk. I think either fencer can win this match, but I tend to favor Yon just because his offensive tools are a little bit more straightforward and I think a little bit more effective. Wow.
I think that Jacek can have actually an edge over Jan
Okay.
here.
Hang on.
What's happening? Yeah, I think Jacek is not doing great here. But like Jan has better thrusts and like
Yeah,
but Jacek is faster a lot, and especially on those side steps.
that's true. Yeah, his speed, especially in short bursts, it can rival Barabash. So
And dashes are something else. Too.
yeah. So Swaffle is having some lag there. We'll just let him rejoin and see if that fixes it. I don't want to beat that guy. It might be something on his end though, because everyone else seemed to be doing fine.
Are we starting the score or keeping it?
We'll let them decide.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of a good way of doing it.
Yeah, do you guys want to reset it? We just started, so it probably doesn't make any difference. No? Okay. Swaffle seems cool of continuing. Alright. Honorable on his part, but I would totally get it if he wanted to restart as well. Click the screen as well if you're struggling to take control. Sometimes you gotta click the window to make it active.
Subu, are you pressed to speak?
Am I what?
Yeah, it's cutting you still. Like mid-sentence.
Weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. It could just be that we're in the game. Hang on. As for your controller not working, that could just be because you have to restart. That's fine. We'll keep the score in mind though, if you're cool with that, since you said you were fine with just continuing. So Insigny did score 1. Yeah, just make sure you select the same character. Yeah. Okay, Insigny okay to go. Swaffle is cool to go. Yeah, don't be afraid to pause if that happens again. We can try and figure something out. I can also adjust stuff on my end, so. Exchange.
Ooh, nice.
Who be pinging me? Oh, it's more matchmaking. I see.
It's always matchmaking.
Yeah. What blade away? Wow, and then Insigny just goes in.
I'm starting to think that we should like add a pinned command in matchmaking for like getting your roll. So when you want to actually fight, you can like go to the pinned ones, click the I want the roll, and it's like that could be a thing, and people that just don't want to switch it just can keep their role on.
Yeah, yeah. I'll definitely talk with Tao about that. We'll see about that.
Especially for like tourneys, like it's...
Yeah. Ooh, nice combo. That can actually sometimes bypass the guard. Although it's a little bit slow. Works nicely against an opponent who turtles up though. So Insignia actually has 4 right now because he did win that. What? He ran him through, but no damage.
No.
And he blades away again. Oh, and yeah, Yazik. It's something with Yazik's guard too, I think. Sometimes you hit him and you think you've landed a hit, but like his blade touched you a bit. And you gets blocked. To be honest though, like it doesn't make him overpowered or anything, it just looks weird at times. Okay, Insignia is actually equal now with Slothful.
That's
Anybody's game. It's a nice comeback there. Ooh, Nessie gets changed, but Insignia loses. Oh,
Oh, then the camera mode.
good to go. Okay. Maybe there was some lag there too.
Could be that.
Oh, punch! Yeah,
Oh, and
Slothful
pings.
got it. Yeah, Slothful's ping is a little high, 225. That's higher than he would probably like it to be, but it looks like it's still playable. Insignia's looks normal for where he's from. Okay, let's switch sides. Yeah, it's the game we play, Insignia. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. No, it's not because of lag, it's the game. Kubold still has some things to iron out. I might send some feedback his way. He's not gonna read it is the thing, but I could. See if he ever reads it.
Nah, he doesn't.
I did, one of my comments on YouTube did blow up though, so I'm sure he saw that at least. I don't know how much he
Yeah.
reads comments though, so. But
Yeah,
if he
he
reads
hasn't
them
read-
at all, he saw it. So,
He hasn't read my comments, my like messages since February 7th, so it's no.
yeah.
And those were the Maui not being able to play beat. So
Yeah. Yeah, it took a lot of effort to get him to even notice Murray was too weak. We should at least be happy at some point he's acted on that, but
we're screaming off the wall for like what? 3 years?
yeah. Blade away.
Just blade away.
Yeah, that was cool. Flexing on him a
Absolute
bit.
disrespect.
Oh, and Insignia's doing it too.
Yeah.
I love it.
But you know the range difference on those two.
Yeah. I've never seen so much disrespect with Blade away in one match though, between two fighters before. There might be a couple that have had that before, but this one is a little bit special. Keon's when Luck was going for the grab was like, Luck going for the yep grab. Saw it a mile away when that happened. Sidesteps there. The corkscrew is still pretty powerful. It was kind of nerfed with the thrust cancel thing, but which I think it deserved. It was a pretty strong move with the cancel and pretty broken, but it can still bypass guard pretty well. That's true, yeah. Yeah, as you get good at the game, you notice that. It's a fighting game thing too, like another game where there's grabs, I'm sure it's a very similar sort of instinct that you have. Ooh, 2 flags back to back for Swaffle. Still possible to turn it around and make it 2-0 actually, so that would be a pretty huge comeback, but there's the corkscrew. You gotta be prepared for it to stop it a lot of the time. Oh, somebody pressed back by mistake. Happens especially on keyboard, no big deal. Ace picks, it's 1-1. Corkscrew, Y cut. Yeah, the corkscrew actually seems pretty nice in this matchup if you get the sweet spot right.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ooh, could have followed on that.
yeah. Blade beat with the thrust because that's a cut, not a stab. Kubo logic. Like honestly, I would just make that a stab that can push cut, and it would work the same way.
Or, you know, make it great, like do a high damage. That
Yeah.
would work too.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to overdo it, but like if it hits the head or neck, you know,
Yeah.
it can mess you up type of thing.
Just like make it enough so it doesn't like insta kill always on like on legs or
Yeah,
the chest, but like enough to if it hits the head
yeah,
or the wrist. It just...
yeah.
Or we know that certain moves can deal different damage on different body parts.
Yeah. Yeah, this is true.
That could just be the thing.
Yeah. And it's a curved blade, so it makes sense. Curved blades with the draw cuts and stuff are especially nasty, because it just rides the curve and cuts
You
in deep.
think Yell should deal more like stamina damage when hitting the head? With the
Yeah,
stick?
maybe. Like you're being concussed.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
could be a case for that, yeah. I know Kupo's introducing a wounding system, so I wonder how that'll impact things too.
Yeah. Or you know, when you get a slight, get a limp if you get hit to
Yeah.
the leg, the stick thing, and that could be a
Yeah.
actually have some like
Yeah. Because
something after you get hit. Like I would not be like cutting as fast if I got like a stick shaft to the wrist.
yeah, that'd rattle your bones.
Yeah. I would not be dashing that far, that fast if I got
Yeah.
like a stick to the left, the leg.
Yeah, I know half
would not
sword
be doing
is.
anything.
Yeah, I know half
Yeah,
sword
and
is
right
memey,
now
but I
it's just
love how it
stamina for a moment
simulates.
and that's it.
Yeah,
Could do the
simulates
same
being
for
it.
like pommels and punches, but like less of course because well, not for pommel, but like no.
Half sword's cool if it's bleed out mechanic too. Like sometimes you're able to fight a little bit after.
Yeah.
a wound, but then it's like you start bleeding out and then you instantly become
Yeah.
weak.
Yeah,
I like
could
that.
not even shouldn't be even like you die instantly because you don't build out that fast from most wounds. But your stamina is getting decreased.
Yeah, you'd have to
Over
pop an
time.
artery for something that dramatic, or an organ. In which case, it's functionally a fight ender. Like, you might as well just, by the game's logic, end the fight.
You might as well just lie down and think about
Yeah.
your choices.
Yeah, yeah. Hits to the leg can be pretty bad, too. Femoral
Yeah.
artery. I wonder if
Yeah,
Marie can
but,
do that now.
especially when you do a upcut through someone's like chest and belly.
Yes. Yeah.
I think you would be losing stamina pretty fast.
Yeah.
But we see with Connor today, he slices through your belly and everything, and you just continue to fight.
Yeah. Double.
It doesn't even need to be very fast bleed out, just exponentially.
Yeah.
It could be even the less damage,
Mhm.
But yeah, it's not the most important thing we need to add.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure. Would be neat all the same. Nice exchange,
Yeah.
upcut. Ooh.
Could even be an option. For
Yeah,
a mode.
yeah. Like a simulation option or something. I don't know.
I think that could be turned off by playing synthetic or something.
Yeah. Grab attempt there out of measure.
I still think we really need a synthetic mode where you get reset after every mode done, because
Yeah. So it's a bit more like real HEMA. Just, which kind of works like how HEMA works in the game, but it would be, like you said, cool to have a reset mode as well. Where it's like each point you reset. Yeah, 100%.
because sticks are kind of cool, especially because they interact differently.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Double.
Especially on the on how I think the hits are counted differently on sticks.
Yeah. Yeah, they could be. I would have to test that. Kupal said they should be the same, but I'm pretty sure there's differences. I think you're right.
No fucking way they are. Not
Yeah.
in this game.
But arguing with Kubal, even if something's true, it's quite likely he'll argue with you first before admitting it, so. If at all.
Especially since we don't have a grab there.
Yeah. Oh.
Kinda strange. Not the worst thing we have.
Yeah. Ooh, the sidestep there, risky, but he got to the side just enough to not get killed. Crisscross low cuts, those are underrated for Jan. He reaches very far with that. Cork. Really nice usage of the cork to pressure.
Stupid idea. Add a zombie mode, add a zombie or skeleton mode.
Yeah.
It's skeletons fighting and it's continuous.
Yeah, like an April Fool's or Halloween, even better. Halloween update. That'd be nice.
And
There
to
it
be
is.
honest, we have skeleton models, I think.
Yeah, Kubal's made some by himself, so.
Yeah. Isn't that the thing that's used for the modding tutorial? And to be honest, adding zombies and vampires is just a skin tone change. Especially with some of the clothing we already have, Martha as a vampire is just make her paler and I don't know, add red lipstick.
Yeah, I think Insigne won 3 times, right? Pretty sure he. Yeah, so he won.
Oh, I
Yeah.
absolutely wasn't counting.
Alright, it looks like I kept track, so that's good. Although, to be honest, I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have been either.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. The event's wrapping up, and
At the
we're
end
done.
of USFC, we talk about everything. except the
Yes.
fights.
Yeah, sometimes especially during the champion fights, which is funny. I'm glad we were on topic for that. But
Yeah, it's something like we got kind of used to, I guess.
yeah.
Unless the
Anyway,
fight is like something
yeah.
absolutely strange, like I don't know, yen, or
Yeah.
we aren't really that.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I won't keep you all any longer. I gotta go eat
Yeah.
as I haven't eaten anything yet, and it's already almost
Mm,
noon for me. So,
mm,
GG's, and I'll
GG.
see you all next time.
Bye. Next week or
Yeah, next week for
yeah.
sure.